Good afternoon. As the commissioner stated earlier, a male was taken into custody today in Altoona, Pennsylvania this morning. He has been identified as Luigi Nicholas Mangione. He's a male, 26 years old. He was born and raised in Maryland. We know he has ties to San Francisco, California, and his last known address was Honolulu, Hawaii. He has no prior arrest history in New York. Members of the NYPD Detective Bureau are currently traveling to Pennsylvania with members of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to interview this subject. This case was brought to a successful conclusion based on the coordinated effort between numerous NYPD units, including the Intelligence and Counterterrorism Bureau, our federal partners at the FBI, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and of course, members of the Altoona Police Department in Pennsylvania. On Thursday, one day after this crime was committed, the NYPD released a photo of the shooter in this case. This picture was obtained by the NYPD during one of their extensive video canvasses. We took that photograph and we asked for the public's help in identifying this subject, and the public responded. Hundreds of tips began to pour into our hotline. Each tip was investigated thoroughly, and we began to release additional photographs as they came into our possession. The NYPD provided these photos to numerous media outlets. Local, national, and international outlets released the photo via television, print, social media, and online content. Luckily, a citizen in Pennsylvania recognized our subject and called local law enforcement. Members of the Altoona Police Department responded to the call, and based on their investigation, they notified the NYPD. This investigation is still active and ongoing. Thank you very much.
He has been identified. We just dropped the video, but since I've dropped the video, the name of this guy, Luigi Mangione, was released. He was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania on gun charges after he was spotted in a McDonald's. He was carrying a handwritten manifesto criticizing health insurance companies, law enforcement officials said. We kind of went over the case, but let's see what has been added since then. This has been updated 10 minutes ago. It said a man has been arrested. We know who that is now, Luigi, on gun charges for questioning in connection with last week's killing of a health insurance executive in Midtown Manhattan that prompted a manhunt up and down the East Coast, the New York Police Department said. The man being questioned was identified as Luigi, and yeah, man, this guy got caught, dog. This man they done pulled up on you, boy. Look, dude, you weren't so smooth, dog. And it also says he's 26. The police commissioner Jessica Tisch said at a news briefing on Monday afternoon, he was arrested in a McDonald's in Altoona, PA, after an employee recognized him and called the authorities at about 9:15 a.m. He was just sitting there eating. Joseph Kenny, the police department chief of detective said at the briefing. Yeah, dude just casually enjoying his burger after being deemed a hero in America for half of America. So of course I want to show you guys, just the public sentiment. When I say it's just divided in terms of celebration and people looking at the people celebrating like, bro, what kind of human are you?
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
This is somebody saying me after they found out they arrested him. Then of course you got the Mario memes right here. The internet, man. Luigi Mangiano's brother reacts to the arrest. Oh my gosh. And now this is the person of interest. It says I actually posted this video too as well, and it's I'm gonna read what George quote says. The person of interest in the execution of Brian Thompson, apparently he was a really bright student. I have a strange feeling that this is yet another MK Ultra experiment by the CIA. Only time will tell. Let's just hear a few minutes of it. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to gauge his character without having to watch the full 8-minute video. If you guys want to check it out, definitely go to my X channel, Kingdom Reacts.
All set? Congratulations. Thank you.
Headmaster Smythe, Mr. Hubeck, members of the Board of Trustees, family, friends, faculty, and fellow students. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here to celebrate Gilman's 116th Founders Day. I'm honored to be speaking to you all today on behalf of the Gilman class of 2016. When I started writing the speech, I talked with several students and teachers and asked how they would describe the class of 2016. Many of the students characterized our class as inventive, in both imagination and initiative. At the same time, several teachers reminded me of our class's commitment to Gilman and its traditions. I came to realize that both views are correct. The class of 2016 is truly defined by its inventive, pioneering mentality that accompanies a strong commitment to Gilman tradition. Throughout its time here at Gilman, the class of 2016 has been coming up with new ideas and challenging the world around it. We're selling a Chick-fil-A during lunch.
Excuse me. So we can gauge, just the type of person that this guy is. More photos have definitely come out about this. Hold on. It says Fox News reported on this. Let's see what they got to say real quick. Let's see.
He is officially calling the man that was picked up at McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, a, quote, suspect in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. AP has confirmed, per their sources, that writings critical of the insurance industry were found in the possession of the person being questioned. And while we have not yet confirmed this, the New York Times, and again, this is the New York Times reporting that the suspect's name is Luigi Mangione, 26 years old. According to the NYPD, the suspect traveled from Atlanta to New York City and then took a bus out of town and was the suspect that's in custody now. We don't know for sure if it's the same person as is wanted in the murder of Brian Thompson, but the suspect was picked up at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. More on this as the developments come in. Now this.
Yeah. So these are some photos that are online of him. This is his X account right here. In the pinned comment 7 years ago, I gave my senior speech on this topic. Today we'll be talking to you about the future, about topics ranging from conscious artificial intelligence to human immortality. Likely you'll dismiss all this pretty quickly as okay. Yeah, what else they got? So yeah, these are photos of him. Obviously people are scrubbing his social media at this moment. My boy is a fugitive. Well, he's caught.
Earlier this morning in Altoona, Pennsylvania, members of the Altoona Police Department arrested Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male, on firearms charges. At this time, he is believed to be our person of interest in the brazen targeted murder of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, last Wednesday in Midtown Manhattan. The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person, as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset. NYPD detectives are en route to Pennsylvania as we seek to interview the subject further. This apprehension is thanks to the tireless work of the greatest detectives in the world, and of course, the strong relationships we have with our local law enforcement partners. On every level, local, state, and federal, we all serve the same public safety mission. And this case, which captured the attention of an entire nation, is another example of how connected we are and how important it is to work together, share information, and pursue every lead.
New York Mayor Adams provided an update on the manhunt that has seemingly come to an end. We don't know just yet. Let's check it out.
And I'm joined here today by our chief of detectives and the police commissioner, and chief of department because we have a strong person of interest in the shooting that shook our city last week. CEO Brian Thompson of United Healthcare was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Our officers have been working around the clock. Many of them did not go home to pursue this individual. It was crucial that we were able to remove him off the streets of America, and we were going to seek him out no matter where he was at the time. And so this is a strong person of interest. The police commissioner and chief of detectives will go over where we are right now in the investigation. He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for. He's also in possession of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident. How did we do it? Good old-fashioned police work. The chief of detectives and the police commissioner made the decision to release as much of a photo that we had at the time. We sent it across the country, and someone, a McDonald's employee, did something we ask every American to do. If you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something.
Going back to the public sentiment on here on X, it says, here's a review of the Unabomber book. Quote, this is Luigi's review. It says, quote, "We're animals just like everything else on this planet, except we've forgotten the law of the jungle. Violence never solved anything is a statement uttered by cowards." Well, it's not looking too good for my boy right here. It says, while Luigi Mangione was some smart kid and AI expert who decides to K-Puff the CEO to K-Puff. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's a new phrase for that. The CEO of a healthcare company that their AI program was denied 90% of their health insurance claims. It says this photo right here. Everybody knows what that means. The United States healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione writing his manifesto. Oh wow. Obviously the photos and videos. I'm trying to make sure we covered every corner before we get up out of here. Wow, Luigi, his brother getting ready to break him out of prison. Wow. But the internet, and this is a response to, okay, yeah. So I'm not seeing too much more. 4 years at private boys school, valedictorian with the highest GPA, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Master of Science Engineering, $500,000 on top of top-notch education, and he ends up murdering a stranger allegedly. Yeah, then we also have the fake ID right here, and the gun photo the gun that they had found with him. So, yeah, this is all that we got so far. All that we got besides the memes. So, what do we conclude from what we just learned today? I'll just say that, just like that, you know, when we did the last video when a lawyer had gave us some insight, stuff is just not adding up. I don't know if that's the same weapon that he used. I know that he attached the silencer to it and stuff like that. So, somebody else saying apparently the gun is 3D printed and he showed his ID at McDonald's. The $1 million question is why? Was only a matter of time before they found him, for sure. His ID looked like a cartoon somebody else wrote. So he had the gun still by himself, somebody said. I don't know, man. Eyebrows can tell you much about someone's crazy, somebody wrote. Seems sus, as the kid would say. I'm not sure if I'm buying all of this. Let me know, y'all.